Hi, this is Martin.
And I'm Ian, the band Chvrches, and we're here on stage before soundcheck. It's all kind of in the process of getting wired up, so a bit all over the place just now. But this is where I stand for the gig. So I've got these three synthesizers, which kind of form the basis of how our album sounds, more or less. I've got the Prophet 08, old trusty, the Moog Voyager, and a Juno 106, which is not trusty. It is very unreliable and breaks all the time.
Yeah, but it sounds so good.
Yeah.
And never not even close to being like mimicked in software, is in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just that rolling chorus is just unbeatable, you know. It's famous for a reason. And for this is going to be the second show, I think, tonight, where we're using an iPad to control Ableton, which is off stage. Normally we have a laptop here with Ableton triggering scenes and stuff, but Ben, our tech, who you will hopefully meet in a minute, has developed like a lemur thing that interfaces with Ableton, and it's actually quite slick, but I still need to get my head around it properly how it works.
Yeah, looks better than like kind of. There used to be a laptop and a massive rack that sat here, and we've kind of since Ben has kind of rebuilt a lot of the way that the show runs beyond the actual keys, and all that stuff's off stage now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
bit more room for messing about over there.
And another recent addition to the setup is this little box here, which we use for processing guitar and bass, the Fractal Axe Effects.
Axe Effects 2.
Axe Effects 2, which is really, really surprising. We used to use Native Instruments guitar rig and the inbuilt Ableton amp simulator. But this is really taking it up a level. I think the way that it responds to touch is a lot more lifelike.
Well, crucially, the stress on the CPU and the computer is like way less now. Ableton, guitar rig was still really hungry, and whenever we had a complex patch loaded up and it would get really, really hot on stage, we'd experience dropout. It was kind of annoying, and so we had to buy that thing, and I think it actually sounds a lot better.
It does, It's just about taking, like Martin says, taking the load off the CPU, trying to make it. There was some dropouts occasionally, but we hopefully ironed that out now.
Yeah. So this is like if the synthesizers in this band are an arms race, Ian is definitely the superpower.
Well, I'm not, because you're actually playing them, and you're about to explain how.
I'm the broke minnow. I'm the pacifist country that doesn't want to fight. This is my satellite station that I use, just a Roland MIDI controller that isn't really playing any softs. It maybe plays like one or two softs in the whole show, but is only ever controlling what's going on over the other side of the stage. So we use the way our MIDI setup works via Ableton. We are able to control. I can control the Prophet, the Juno, or the Moog at any point during the set. And we send MIDI clip information so we can change patches and do all the stuff, like all the annoying stuff, so I don't have to press any buttons. It's like makes
and
it
all
better.
this is filtered out apart from the note on and off.
So you don't accidentally slip and like completely destroy a patch. What was that?
I don't know. I think something just fell off.
Awesome. We're breaking shit on the stage here. That's good. The other key element to my side of the stage is the Native Instruments Maschine, specifically Maschine Mark 1, because Maschine 2 has got all the fancy bells and whistles and colours and all that, but is deeply unreliable in my opinion.
Well,
for our setup, we upgraded, we tried, and it crapped out in the middle of a massive live radio performance that we did in the USA, and I tried to set it on fire. Actually, after that gig, I did. But
you were so angry.
I got stopped, and we bought. Now, whenever we see a Maschine Mark 1 like online, we just buy it because like, they're getting harder to come by. This little thing's been rock solid, and we don't usually really use the drum library. We literally just use it as a conduit for the vocal samples that we brought from the record to the live realm.
Yeah.
So there's like, I've got a bunch of vocal samples loaded into here that I can play as if it was a synth, or a bunch of layered keyboards, or occasionally some you know, like massive Kate Bush toms that we spend like a whole day or a month getting perfect in the studio, that's eventually just become one sampled button, which is important to us. That's about it for my side, yeah.
I don't know how much it has to do with the, like, because we're running like an active extender, and we had an older version of macOS, so I don't know if that had something to do with the Maschine not working.
Yeah, I don't intend that as a disrespect to NI.
We need to investigate.
We use a lot of their stuff, but there was serious gremlins going on with that new Maschine Mark II.
But we put an emergency Twitter plea out before a gig in Chicago recently, saying anyone with a Maschine Mark I, please come to the show.
We ended up with 2 that night as well. It's the power of the internet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The goodwill of music fans.
Yeah. I mean, I think to proceed further with the live chat, we should probably speak to a very talented gentleman by the name of Ben Boduano, who has kind of taken our live rig to the next level. He's like our playback and MIDI engineer that's taken all the we had this big spaghetti junction of cables like on the stage,
huge rack under the
and a rack under that Prophet, and he's got rid of all that, taken it off stage, and is now running an AB rig, using radio switchers and like doubles of everything that we have, and we're on Cap 5 now, so we should get a chat with him.
I'm Ben Boduano, and I'm the MIDI tech for Chvrches. I've been with the band since May, and when I initially got on board, we had all the equipment on stage by Ian, and he was controlling it all from a laptop, which was a great setup, said laptop, because of the fact that the guys run all their monitors through the computer system. It's quite an intense operation, so we've been trying for a few months now just to get it off stage, have everything fully B-systemed up in case for some reason, touch wood, it will never happen, the A computer decides to go down, then we have a system that now just automatically kicks in. I can keep an eye on it off stage, and Ian doesn't have to worry about it, and he just shows you, or like he just showed you, the iPad controller, so he's controlling it all now through that. So I mean, I can talk you through the rack. I mean, basically what you've seen on stage is you've got the 3 keyboards and Martin's controller. They're all hooked up via MIDI, which is going into Kenton MIDI line drivers, which are the Cat 5 boxes. So MIDI connections into the line drivers, Cat 5 out, which comes through to me here, and then I have a duplicate set of boxes this end, which then transfers it back to MIDI, and it goes into the patch bays. Audio-wise, we have a little hub on stage, so again, all the audio signals coming out of the keyboards go into a DI rack, through a stage box and down to me here, and then we've got the session up on the computer now. But the rack, basically, we've got the 3 band members' ears, a spare for myself, because, as I say, they do all the monitors in Ableton. We have a splitter here, Clark Technic splitters, which is splitting the microphone signals. So we get a microphone level going straight into Ableton, and then also a microphone signal going straight to the front of house, so that's not going through Ableton, so it's basically just nice and clean and the best quality possible for a front of house. If we go down, we've got 2 8-pre's, which are taking the mic feeds for the band, and then 2 828s. So these are hooked up by ADAT. And then we have 2 splitters, so this is the magic. Basically, you have 2 computers. On the A computer, you have a sine wave, which runs into this. If the A computer were to stop and the sine wave stops, then it automatically just switches over, and the B system audio will kick in, and it will be seamless, and nobody will know anything.
In theory.
It's not in theory, I've done it lots of times. And then at the bottom, we just, basically, we've got 2 128s, which is sending out program changes and MIDI clock. But in order for it to work, in case we have to switch to the backup computer, we're running those through the XT. So the XT, you can set presets up. So we have 3 lines coming out of the top 128 into the XT, 3 lines coming out of the bottom one into the XT, and then I have a preset 1 and a preset 2. Preset 1 is for the A system, preset 2 is for the B. If the computer goes down, I can just press the preset button on the bottom and it will switch to keep the MIDI signal flowing. And then we just have a power conditioner on the bottom just to make sure we don't have any nasty surges or spikes or anything like that. The machine's now running on Cat5 USB boxes as well. So that just, well, A, makes it a bit more stable, but also allows us to run it for longer without worrying about the signal diminishing.